Okay, got my bird dog, my trapper help, my duck hunter, he's my gunner. I'm gonna try and jump some ducks off the slough. This set caught a feral cat out here, ditch tiger. Then we had a fox in it. Then we caught a coon. Now we got another fox. I got a set back trees meets a fence, and it was dug out, and a fox dropping left there. So hopefully this is a guy, or hopefully not. Hopefully we got about 6 more of these guys out to catch. But nice red fox. That was a double punch set, Terminator bait, GH7 Violator, or Violator 7 GH2. I can hardly make that coyote out. Then over here, see that guy standing there. That was a compass set, something new I tried. Conglomerate of bait and lure. But we got a pulley set, so it's starting to rain. I gotta just about go to work. Now I got stuff to skin and still have another little place to check. Well, this is a good example. I like to check traps from a distance. Where you drive in's right back there. But you don't know until you get up here. You see the mound of dirt. This coyote's playing hide as well as I can. Doesn't want to bounce around. It's a little bit on the shy side. So this is just a dirt hole where they drove here. They think they were walking down this trail. There was tracks in the fresh sand there. So come back here and put a trap. I'm not sure what, but boy, that is a deep catch. Not sure how he pulled that off. All right, we'll get this remade. I thought this would be a real good thing to show. We had this double here, coyote right there the other day. And there's a good advantage of the grass wad. You know, from back there, I could tell I had a problem. Right here, we got fresh coyote tracks. Come in. I don't see where he stood since then. So this may have been a coyote this morning. This guy was before we got rained on. Being that wad's there, that coyote had to have stood over here somewhere to pull that out, I would think. Either way, he avoided my dirt, which is slightly different color. So I'm gonna rebait and lure that. And then I'm gonna put some, get a little more aggressive, put some bigger blocking right here. Oh, right there, they stood right there, see that? So we'll put a little heavier blocking there, so they gotta come around like this. I might even dig up a piece of this and plant it right in there. And maybe blend that a little bit better. We're not supposed to freeze very hard in the next couple of days, so try and catch it beforehand. Looks like they actually left a little calling card too. Okay, so we'll see how this turns out here. Someone asked to do a video on how I do T-bone set. So first off, we've got this alfalfa field, fence line running down. There's a light trail going up through there, and it goes through the fence. Well, it goes the whole length, but comes off the fence, goes through. I got a trap set up there already. I just put in a couple seconds ago. So here's this trail going through here. What they're doing, there's a dead pit over here. So everything's going over to the dead pit. And then of course we're traveling along this line. So we got good intersection point here. I'm not sure even what the wind does exactly here. It's pretty flat. Blows whichever way the storm's going, I guess. But so I could set, you know, against either side of this. I'm going to put it against here so it's even more out in their way. They're traveling, the wind's blowing that way. Got a better chance of picking them up. Guy could put it over against, you know, I like stuff like that for backing. It's not that high off the ground, but it's good backing, good solid backing. I'll use stuff a little subtle like that for coyote trapping. That's enough backing. You just, when you put your dirt hole, your trap or whatever, you're gonna want a little blocking to go with your backing. But I don't like using something like that. Coyotes just want to tend to stay away from them. And even in this stuff where we got all this junk they're walking through, you put a trap there, it's a lot harder for them to find your dirt hole than if you put it out in something like this. Here's something dug here. So we got a dropping, got another dropping, badger hole or something. It's real faint, but you can make out coyote prints. Every coyote's got to come by and investigate this. And that would probably actually make a pretty good spot for a T-bone down in there, but that's not very normal, so I thought I'd try. We're going to use that there, and I'll try and get this on video. I should also throw out a couple things. One, I got my T-bone. The whiter your T-bone is, probably the better. I just pulled this one out of the sand over there, half uncovered. Nice thing about a T-bone, they've got this natural hole for your bait and lure holder right there. I always like to put them in the ground like that, with that facing down. It makes it harder for them to get the bait and stuff back out. So the typical T-bone set, you just hammer that into the ground, you know, and that's your T-bone. Put your lure there, you can put some bait in there, another lure, whatever you want, maybe a shot of urine, and you put your trap in front. And it works, but I found for coyotes, this here is much more successful. And I got this idea, I watched some other guy on YouTube. This isn't even not my idea at all. Somebody else on YouTube come up with this, and it works a lot better for me. And I think for coyotes, it's just a lot more normal, because coyotes are burying right from when they're young. Their parents go and grab stuff, come outside the den and bury it, and just trains them to dig up and steal things from other coyotes, fox, whatever. So if it's hard ground, you might have to start a pilot hole. I'm gonna sink that right in the ground, and we're gonna make it look like something buried it. Now, why this really works a lot better for me, one, I think it piques the coyote's interest, but two, now I don't have to blend my trap back in, because something's already digging here. See, they're digging and burying this. So, and it helps amplify your backing. While we're doing this, I'll just throw this out there one more time. I've said it many times before. I've got some of the Bridger traps. They're a good trap. They got square edges on them, which don't, not as pad friendly, I'll say. These are Montana number 3. They're the modified offset. I've got to have offset traps where I trap anything over, I don't know what it is. It's 5.5 or 6 inches, got to be offset. I'm all about a dogless trap though. I do like the MB550s. Anything with that sort of design, where your pivot point is out here outside your jaw. That way, it doesn't matter if the coyote pushes right in here, it fires it off. You have no dead space. And then I put my screen on the trap, stiff metal screen, and that makes that whole area live, and it just loads that pan. And you push out here, and enough weight out here will even set it off. I do get toe catches, but the fur buyer pays the same. He don't care whether you catch him front foot, back foot, or where, he pays the same for a caught coyote. They don't pay very much for the ones that are still running around out there. A rancher got a coyote killing calves. He don't care how you catch it, he just wants it gone. So, I think it's hard to beat this kind of a trap design. These Montanas just work for me. They work good. So, once again, I'm not real picky. Whether you put your trap in the ground like this, you put your trap in the ground like that, whatever works for you. I'm gonna put my trap in here like so. A good I don't want anything that's going to freeze though and prevent the traps from firing. And because wax dirt costs money, I'll try and get it so I've got about as little of that as pretty poor